Good morning, everyone. Okay, I tried to make this earlier today and it just did not work. um, my screen, what I'm seeing right now is everything is backward. But from what I understand, you guys are seeing everything correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this video. If you happen to join and you see that it's backwards, please let me know so we can stop the recording and I can go ahead and try to figure it out. Okay. All right, well, welcome back. Oh my gosh, it's been a while since I've been on here. A lot of things have been going on this year, and so I'm trying to kind of get back into everything. And today I wanted to kind of just bring you guys a video, just like a how-to. We're not going to do a project today, although this could turn into a project if you really wanted it to. Um, Honestly, I just want you guys to be able to have something to work on for a little bit until I can have the time to get some designing done and just get some things ready for you. And right now, I want to teach you guys really how just to make the knitted cables because they're really simple. And if you've been learning knitting with me, you know how I teach. If you don't know how to knit and you want to do this, go ahead and go back into my channel and you can find all of the knitting tutorials that are in there for beginners. And you guys can learn all that and then come back to this video later on and join me here. But anyway, knitting cables is really simple. All you have to know is the knit stitch and the purl stitch, and really only if you are knitting back and forth, which is what we're going to be doing. So let's go ahead and just get started. I'm not going to ramble too much. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. If my voice is shaky, please understand I am very cold right now. So I need to warm up a little bit, and I'm waiting for my heater to come on. So all right, let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is have you guys cast on, let's see, I'm going to do 22 stitches. Today I'm using a size 11 knitting needles. They're circulars, they're small. These are actually made for making hats. But since we're doing such a small practice, I'm just going to go ahead and use these. I am also using a size 5 Bernat roving yarn. You guys can use any yarn that you want to. It doesn't matter because we're just practicing. And I also need to have a cable needle because we're going to use this to create our cables. So anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Go ahead and cast on any way that you like to. I am going to be using the knitting cast on because not only is it the easiest for me, but I like the way that the edging looks on it. So let's go ahead and make 22 stitches. And I'm not recording this and then editing. I'm going to have you guys do this right along with me. So if you have any questions as we go, feel free to ask. So go ahead and put on 22 if you are just coming in. 22 stitches. Oh my, it's gotten cold here in Arizona. So quickly too. I didn't think it was going to do it. It stayed warm for such a long time. And now I'm freezing. Okay, let's see. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Whoops. This yarn has a mind of its own. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Now, before we continue on with this, go ahead and go back and make sure that you have the amount you need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Actually, I only have 21. 22. This roving yarn is a little bit difficult to work with. I don't recommend it for people who are new. Just letting you know. I would practice with a regular yarn first. Okay, Okay, so I have 22 stitches on my needle. And the first thing we're going to do is just really knit a couple of rows. We're just going to knit maybe, I would say 4 rows just to give us a base to work on. And like I said, this is not edited, so we're going to do this together. Just go ahead and knit this row. Whether you're doing English style knitting, continental knitting, flicking, which is usually what I do. And as I said, this yarn is a little bit difficult to use, so this first row is going to be a little more difficult because the yarn likes to split. And that's a problem. Good morning to you guys who are just joining. Yeah, you guys definitely want to use a regular 4 worsted weight yarn to work with. This Bernat roving yarn is somewhat difficult and it splits pretty badly. But I'm just bringing this out to show you guys how to do it because this is what I had available. Right now we're just knitting 4 rows. This is going to give us a base to work our cables on. It actually keeps the bottom of the work from rolling and from curling on us. Okay. Now, I am using circular needles. However, we are working back and forth on this project. So go ahead and turn that around when you're finished. And then we're going to knit along this side as well. Sorry if my camera's not adjusting, you guys. I think when Microsoft did an update on my computer, I think that it changed a lot of settings and I wasn't prepared for that. So anyway, we just go ahead and keep knitting every row for 4 rows. And that will give us a base to work our cables on. And welcome if you guys are new. If you guys like the videos that you see on my channel, please subscribe and make sure that you hit the bell icon so that you can get all of the notifications for all the videos that I put up in the future. And if you guys are brand new to knitting and you guys want to learn how, I have knitting tutorials for beginners on my channel, and you guys are more than welcome to go in there and check them out. If you don't know how to do this knit stitch, I would suggest going in there and finding the beginner's knitting tutorial, and you guys will want to practice that first, and then once you've learned how to do that, then come back and you can learn how to do the knitted cables. I love knitted cables. This is actually one of my favorite things to make. Out of everything that I make, this is my favorite. I think when it comes to crocheting cables or knitting cables, this is really a lot of fun. And like I said before, all you have to know is the knitting stitch and the purl stitch, and you can do it. It's not hard. So right now I'm on row 3. Y'all, I am freezing right now. I am freezing. I'm in Arizona and it's actually cold. And it wasn't cold 3 days ago. So we are having a very weird weather moment. Yeah, see this yarn splits pretty badly. I hope you guys are seeing this not backward, because that's what I'm seeing in my camera, or on my screen, I should say. Everything's backward. Right now, this helps no one but a left-handed knitter, if that's the case. All right, so I'm going to do one more row to give us 4 rows of knitted rows here, and then we'll have what we need to make the cables. If you do not have a cable needle, you can use a pencil or a pen. Let's see, what else could you use? Mm, that's all I can come up with at the moment. Um, because we're gonna need a cable needle to hold some stitches that we're, see, it doesn't want to focus. Okay. Anyway, y we're gonna be holding some stitches on the front of our work with the cable needle or the pencil pen, whichever guys when you guys have, and, so those, like I said, those work just fine. I even have a pencil here if I had to use one, so I'll show you what it looks like with a pencil if that's what you're using. Okay. So I am at the end of my 4th row. If you're watching this later, after the recording is over, go ahead and get to row 4 of your knits, and then we'll work this next part together. So the way I've written this down is that I have, let's see, I have the first 3 stitches we're going to knit, and then I have a 4-stitch cable. So these 4 here will be our first cable. And then we're going to knit 2, and then we're going to make another cable here, and then knit 2 and make another cable, and then we'll end with 3 knits, just like we have at this end. Now, like I said, as long as you know how to knit and how to purl, this is not going to be hard for you. So let's go ahead and start with the first 3 knits here. 1, 2, and 3. Now, what we're going to do is get our needle. And these first 2 stitches right here are going to be held on this needle. So just go up underneath of it and pull it off. Go to the next one and pull it off. And it's going to just drape right here in the front like this. And that's all you have to do. And now, since this is a 4-stitch cable, I want you to go over here to the next 2 stitches here on the other needle and work those off with knits. 1, 2. And then back here, we're going to come and grab this needle, and we're going to knit these 2 off. And like I said, if you know how to knit, you can do it. And it's really simple. And this is not hard at all. And that's all there is to it. That's it. And now we're going to knit the next 2 here. 1, 2. And then we're going to do another cable. So once again, grab those first 2 here and rest them on top of this needle here. Grab some more yarn. And with these on here, you're going to knit the next 2 over right here. 1, 2. And then we're going to knit these off. Get them to the tip here. And then we're just going to use this as the other needle and knit them off. Unfortunately, my yarn is not cooperating with me. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and knit 2. 1, 2. And we're going to do the final cable. Now, when we work on this, because of the way it's going to grow, because of the width of it, you guys could actually make like a little head warmer, like an ear warmer out of this. If you wanted to just continue, this could actually become a project if you wanted to actually make it into something. So go ahead and knit those 2 over. Come back to the ones on the needle here and knit these off. And you guys have just made 3 knitted cables. And all we're going to do is finish off knitting these 3 here. 1, 2, and 3, and that's it. Now we're going to turn our work around, and then we are going to continue. We're going to knit the first 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we are going to purl 4. So this is going to be purling the back of your cable. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then bringing your yarn back into to the behind here, you're going to go ahead and knit the next 2. 1 and 2. Bringing the yarn in the front, you're now going to purl 4 stitches, which is the back of your next cable. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bringing the yarn back again for the knits. You're going to knit 2. 1, 2. We have 1 more cable. Bring your yarn in the front, and we're going to purl this cable over 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're just going to knit the last 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then turn your work. Okay, let's knit the first 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to knit 4 stitches. And this is the front or the right side of your cables. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You'll notice now that your cable is actually growing. So you have the twist right here. This is your twist. And then you're working the cable upward. And that is going to be really pretty because when we do the next twist, you'll get to see exactly what the cable looks like. Okay, so we're going to knit the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. And now we're going to knit the next 4 of our cable. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to knit the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. Knit the next 4 for another front cable. Sorry, I'm saying that wrong. For the front of our cable. 3 and 4. And then we're going to knit the last 3. So on the right side, you're knitting every stitch. Okay, on the back side, you are purling the cables. Okay, so let's do another row. We knit the first 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to come in the front here and purl 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Grab some more yarn. Sorry, y'all. This thing is having a hard time focusing. I'm not sure if there was a situation when Microsoft updated, but now all my settings are weird. Okay, so we did the first 3 here. 1, 2, 3, purled 4, and now we're going to knit 2. 1 and 2. Bring the yarn back in the front, and we're going to purl 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, if the yarn will cooperate. As I was saying at the beginning of this video, this yarn splits, so it's a bit harder to use. Okay, we're going to knit the next 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to purl the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on a second. The yarn is splitting again. 4. Okay. And then we are going to purl 3. I'm sorry, we're going to knit 3. 1, 2, 3. And then go around to the front side of our work, or the what's considered the right side. And we're going to do straight knitting all the way across. Okay, so knit every stitch. And then the next row will be the last row that we do before we make our cables again. I'm just going to knit all the way across. Okay, and then we're going to turn our work. And this is the last row that we're going to do before we make the cables again. So knit the first 3. 1, 2, 3. Bring the yarn in the front. We're going to purl 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bring the yarn in the back. We're going to knit 2. 1, 2. Yarn in front, purl 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn in the back, and we're knitting 2. 1, 2. Yarn in the front, and we purl 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn in the back, and now we're going to knit off the last 3. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to turn our work around. And this is where we're going to make the twists again in our next cable. So make sure that you have your cable needle handy so that you can grab it. We're going to go ahead and knit off the first 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And now using your cable needle, we're going to take the first 2 stitches right here, pull them off, and hold them in the front. And then we're going to knit off the next 2 that are on the needle here. 1, 2. And then using this needle where these are being held, we're going to knit these off. 1 and 2. Now we're going to knit 2 stitches. 1, 2. And now we have another cable. These first 2 stitches here onto the needle, cable needle. 1, 2, hold it in the front, and then knit off the next 2 stitches on this needle. 1, 2, and then we are going to knit off the ones that we're holding on the cable needle. 1, 2. Okay, let's knit the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. Grab that needle again. This is the last cable. Take the next 2 stitches and put them on here. Hold them in the front. And then knit off the next 2 stitches here. 1, 2. And then we're going to knit off the 2 stitches on the cable needle. 1, 2. And we're finished with this for now. And we're going to knit off the next 3 stitches. And now we have fully formed cables. Yours might look a little bit different from mine, depending on the kind of yarn you're using. The smaller the yarn, a little bit thinner the yarn is, it's not quite as fuzzy, you should be able to see the pattern a little bit easier. But now you have 3 perfectly formed cables, and then you just follow through the same way that we just did what we did. You're going to go ahead and turn it around, knit the first 3 stitches, purl the next 4 stitches after that, and then knit 2, purl 4, knit 2, purl 4, and then knit 3, and then you turn it around and knit the entire front side. Do that a couple times until you have enough length, and then just make your cable twists again. If you need to, go ahead and back up this video and rewatch it, and you guys can practice cabling. Like I said, this doesn't have to be anything. This is just practice, but if you want to make this into a headband, you totally can. But I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys here. If you have any questions about this tutorial, you can go ahead and leave me a question below, or you can email me at fibertheory@yahoo.com. Also, I invite you guys to go over and follow me at Fiber Theory on Instagram. I have pictures up there of things that are going to be done for this channel, and I really hope you guys will follow me on there. And like I said, if you guys are new, welcome. And if you have not yet, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon, select all so that you can get all of the videos that are coming up. And I wish you guys the absolute best day. Go practice your cabling, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day, guys.